Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer and today I'm Gamesplaining Scythe. In the last two videos you've learned how the mechanisms of this game work. Right now I'm going to actually do a bit of a playthrough. So we start with the player who has the lowest number on their faction map just here, which happens to be the red faction. So they'll take the first turn. Red will start by producing. So he'll select that. He gets to produce on two of his spaces. One of those spaces is to produce some more meeple, and the other space is to produce some metal. So they will go straight on there. Okay, White's turn is next. White's going to start by bolstering. So he will pay 1 coin. He will gain 2 resource, and he wants to take the take oil. I'll put oil just there. Yellow's turn. What I'm doing at the moment is looking at the bottom row actions to see what I want yellow to be able to do, because at the moment everyone is stuck in their corners. So we really need to get mechs to be able to get out of those corners. In order to get a mech, I'm going to need metal. So what I might do is move. He's also going to move, and he's going to move 1 to there, and he'll bring his character out into play. You'll notice no one's been able to do any of their bottom row actions yet because they simply don't have enough resources to do it. So we're on to the red player now. Red player produced last turn. So he will move this turn. I can move 2 guys, so I might move one of these guys to here, and I'll bring my character out from the corner. Once again, I don't have any food to be able to actually do that action, so let's keep moving forward. White's next turn is, he'd better move as well, so I will move 1 to there and bring my character out as well. Now what I've just done is I actually now have the oil because I produced them last turn. I have the oil to be able to pay for an upgrade, so I will spend those 2 oil, and I will upgrade so I can move further, and I want to pay less for my mech, so I'm going to put that there. Yellow moved last turn, so he will produce this turn, which enables him to produce another meeple and produce a metal. He still can't do anything on the bottom because he doesn't have any food. Okay, red's turn again. Red moved last time, so he better produce this time. He'll produce on oil and metal, 1 for each. He only has 1 oil out there, so that's no good to him yet. He can't do anything with that. White will produce this turn, so at the moment I can produce another meeple. So I've got 3 on the field, and I can produce a wood. I don't have any food over there, so I can't do the enlist section. Okay, red's turn. Red will move this guy to here, and we'll move this one to here. Now what the red character has just done, he's moved on to an encounter spot, so we will remove that token from the board and grab an encounter card. This particular encounter card has herd the sheep on the hillside for an afternoon, serve lamb for dinner tonight, or use the sheep to trip up a passing mech. So I could gain 2 food and 1 popularity, which might help me out. I need 3 food on this particular bottom space, but it'll get me a little bit closer. I'm not able to produce food at the moment, but enlisting isn't necessarily the right thing for me to do at the moment. I can pay $2 to gain a worker and 3 food. At the moment, if I gain a worker, the production phase is going to cost me power, which I don't really want to do at the moment. And the third option is pay 3 popularity to deploy 1 mech. Now, I think that might be a good option. However, because I only have 2 popularity, just here, I can't take that third option because it would cost me 3 popularity. So it's probably best for me to gain 2 food and 1 popularity at the moment. So I move my token up 1, and I gain 2 food onto any hex that I control. All of the resources and counters that come from an encounter card need to go onto the hex where the encounter actually happened. White will produce. It will cost him 1 power to do so, and he will produce on the food and meeple spot. So one of his meeples goes out, so he now has 4 out there, and 2 of his meeples are on the food hex, or the field hex, and that will give him 2 food. Once again, he does have enough food now to be able to do that bottom row action, so he will spend 3 of those food, and he's going to enlist the one from the deploy, because no one else has done their mechs, and I'm sure they're all looking for it. So if he does that, and he'll throw that up onto the power and take 2 power straight off. Now every time that when he deploys, he'll get an extra coin, so 4 coins for him, plus he'll get an extra coin every time everyone else, or the player on his right and left, which in this case, of course, there's only 3 players, every time they deploy on that bottom row, he will also get that coin. Yellow needs to produce, so he'll produce 2 metal and 1 more meeple. He doesn't have the 4 food to be able to do this bottom row action, so we'll keep moving. Red will pay a coin to trade. He'll take a metal and an oil, and they can go into any of the spots. Now he has 4 metal to be able to do the bottom row action, so he's going to do that right now. 1, 2, 3, 4 metal will come off, which gives him a mech, and he can deploy that mech anywhere that he controls the territory. Now he's only going to be able to cross into food and villages, which are these 2 spots up here. So he will, for the moment, he'll just deploy there, and we'll do with that later. Now, because he deployed, yellow gets the white gets the benefit of the coin from the enlist that he did earlier. Okay, white is going to move. Now he can actually move 3 because he's done that upgrade, and he'll move 1 to there and 1 to there. He won't use that 3rd movement. He'll just stay where he is. Bottom row action, he can spend 2 oil, which he will now do, to do his upgrade, and he'll upgrade the bolster. Hasn't really used bolster yet, but that looks like it's going to be a useful thing to do. And while he's at it, he'll reduce the amount it's going to cost to get another mech. He also gets a coin for doing that particular action. Yellow is going to bolster, so that will cost him a coin. He moves his token up 2 spots. He will also spend his 3 metal to be able to deploy a mech. Now the mech can only cross into that particular space there, so he's actually going to deploy on this spot as well. He gets 2 coins for that, and white gets 1 coin because he's next to him. Okay, at this point it's probably worthwhile having a quick look at these objective cards to see if there's anything that we can do. So red is trying to control territories around lakes, or control the factory and have the highest power. White is still looking to win a combat and have a lot of combat cards in hand, those power cards, or control at least 3 mountain territories. So white's really going after mountains or combat, and yellow is looking to control a territory and have a lot of resources on that territory, or control 3 villages. Red is going to produce, as he is there, so he has 2 on the metal, so he'll produce 2 metal, and he has 1 on the oil, so he'll produce 1 oil, and that allows him, he has 3 oil now, he can use those 3 oil for a bottom row action, and that's an upgrade, and he's going to upgrade his movement and make it cheaper to build a mech. Okay, we might leave that there, as I think that we've run through enough of the game for you to get a good feel of it. There's a couple of things I haven't done in that game, but they're covered in the previous two parts of the video. The only thing that's left is the scoring. It's worthwhile understanding how this works, so I'll really quickly run through it. The resources. White has 2 resources, which gives him just the 1 point for resources. Yellow doesn't have any resources, and red has 5 resources, which gives him 2 points. Then we have the hexes. So white has control over 3 hexes, which gives him 6 points. Yellow down the bottom there has 2 hexes under his control, which gives him 4 points, and red also has 2 hexes only under his control, which gives him 4 points. None of them have achieved any stars at this point in the game, but they will get a whole bunch later on, and those stars are worth 3 points each. So added to the coins that they had, white would actually end the game with 10 coins, yellow would end with 9 coins, and red with 7. So white would be the winner if this was the finish point of the game. I hope that's given you a good idea of how the game runs and how it's played, and I hope that that clears up a few of the rules in your head rather than just listening to me talk. You can see it played. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. Please subscribe to my videos so you can catch them as they come out rather than having to search for them later. If you have any games which you wish to be Gamesplaned, please shoot me an email at thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter to see what games I've been playing. And until next time, enjoy gaming.